Okay, good evening to all the viewers, those who are watching this live video. Welcome back to Analytics with Anand. Okay, good evening to all the viewers who are watching this live video. Welcome back to Analytics with Anand. Okay, good evening to all the viewers who are watching this live video. Welcome back to Analytics with Anand. Welcome back to Analytics with Anand. Sound was echoing. Sorry for that. Let me see. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, right? I'm able to hear my voice only. 1 second. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, today's class is going to be very, very interesting. This is the lecture number 8 of Master Blaster SQL concepts on Snowflake. So we have started this series with the intention of completing all your SQL concepts in and out for the data analyst on your Snowflake cloud. Along with SQL, here we are learning also more about Snowflake also, right? Let's begin. Okay. Let me see. Things are fine everywhere. Yeah. Okay, good evening. Let's go. Yes. Let me start 1 second. Where is my PPT? Just give me 1 minute. Yes. Okay. Let me bring it here. Okay. Yeah. Let me share the screen. And here we go. Yeah. Can you see this? Right? Is it visible? Let me know if it is not or if it is yes, no. Right? Ha. Wait. Okay. So keys, okay? Yeah, let me keep all the comments and everything. Yes. So this is the slide which is prepared by Professor Vishakvi, assistant professor. He's from the Department of CSE LBSITW. Guys, now whenever you are sharing any one of the PPT or any of the slides or anything, make sure you give the reference. Okay, always do that. Right? So this I have not prepared, to be very frank. I'll be explaining you the concepts using this PPT or slide which is being prepared by assistant professor, sir, Department of CSE LBSITW. Let's see. Okay, so that things become easier, right? Okay, what are the keys? So what are the keys basically? So keys are used to establish, identify relation between tables. These are used to establish, identify relation between tables. First of all, why do we need a relation between tables? Why do you need a relation between tables? Why you want relations to be established between table? Because when you are working in the data analyst industry, you will be working with thousands and thousands of tables. You will interact with huge warehouse. You will interact with huge database. So you should know which all table are communicating with which all table, right? Connection should establish. So I should know how my table is talking to each other, right? How my table is talking to each other. So each record within a table can be uniquely identified by combination of one or more fields in a table. This is very, very important. Every table will have one or two or three columns which will uniquely identify that records. Say, for example, real case example, your PAN number, right? If I take the database of all the people across India, everyone will be having the PAN number, right? Or say, for example, general Aadhaar number. No two individual will have the same Aadhaar number, right? So Aadhaar number here is distinct, right? So it is distinguishing between me and you, between two individuals. It will how you can bifurcate them, right? So it helps to enforce integrity and identify relationships, right? So every table, whenever you are working in your data analyst journey, first try to see the table and then try to see which are the keys there, right? Which is the column which will uniquely identify each record in the table. Because until unless you have this idea, you will not be able to join the table. You will not be able to join the table. Okay, you will not be able to join the table. So what are the different type of keys? And this is very, very important from your interview point of view also. We have super key, we have candidate key, we have primary key, we have foreign key, we have secondary or alternate key, we have simple key, we have compound key, and we have composite key. So these are all the keys. These are all the keys which you should be aware. Okay, these are all the keys which we should be aware, and we'll see one by one. We'll see one by one where and all we are using it. Okay. Oh, just 1 minute. Where is this? Okay, here it is. Okay. Clear? Yeah. Okay. Wait. What I'm showcasing it. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I think wrong PPT. I displayed it here. Just give me 1 minute. Where is my PPT gone? Hold on. Wait. My screen got stuck. Just 1 minute. What happened? Where it went? Okay, it's here. Share screen and then okay, right? So we have 8 set of keys: super key, candidate key, primary key. It is mandatory to have at least one key in each and every. Yes, it is very mandatory. It is mandatory. Without key, you won't be able to identify that table. Every table in the world will have a key. That's not possible that without key, table can exist, but that doesn't make sense. Let's be realistic. Let's talk about from IT perspective point of view, from data analyst point of view. Super key, candidate key, primary key, foreign key, secondary or alternate key, simple key, compound key, composite key. Now to all the freshers and those who are watching this video or those who will be watching later, right? Or those who are fresher who wants to transition into data analyst, Karni, this is very important class. This definitely will be a question to you. Why do we need keys? What are the type of keys which you know? So focus on this class, right? Focus on this class. Surrogate key as of now not required. Let's see. We'll discuss that also, Chirag. Yeah. Okay. Now, first of all, what is super key? So super key is any combination of fields within a table that uniquely identify each record within that table. That uniquely identify each record in a table. Okay. I will show you with the example also. I'll show you with example also. Wait, where is my example? It is here. Okay, yeah. I'll show you this with an example also. So super key is any combination of fields within a table that uniquely identify each record within that table. It can be 1, it can be 2, right? It's a superset of candidate key. It's a superset of candidate key. So what is candidate key then? What is candidate key then? So a candidate key is a single field or the least combination of field that uniquely identify each record in the table. The least combination of fields distinguishes a candidate key from a super key. Minimal set of super key, right? Every table must have at least one candidate key, but at the same time can have several. It may have more than one, or it should have at least one. At least one should be a certain key. Key means any column or combination of column through which you can uniquely identify each record in the table. Through which you can uniquely identify each record in the table. Okay. Getting my point? I'll show you the picture at the end. Wait for that. Okay. Which uniquely identify each record in a table. Right. So every table must have one candidate key, but at the same time can have several also. Let's see this. So suppose student ID is there. Suppose student ID is there, first name is there, last name is there, and course ID is there, right? Student ID, we know, will be unique. First name may be same or may be different. It may be same or it may be different. Then we have the last name, and then we have the course ID, right? Now, student ID and last name can be here a candidate key. Can be here a candidate key, right? Can be here a candidate key. In order to be eligible for a candidate key, it must pass certain criteria. Now, this is very important, right? What is the criteria for a candidate key? What is the criteria for a candidate key? So it must contain unique values. There should not be any duplicates here, right? Key itself means there is not be any duplicate. It must contain unique value, must not contain null values, must not contain null values, contain minimum number of fields to ensure uniqueness. You should be having sufficient records in that, right? And it must uniquely identify each record in a table. It must uniquely identify each record in a table. So this is the criteria for a candidate key to pass certain criteria. You should remember this. It must contain unique values. I will give Anuj. It must not contain null values. It contain minimum number of fields to ensure uniqueness, and it must uniquely identify each recording table. These 4 points you have to tell to the recruiter. And what happens if it does not have unique values? It will give you an error. Sorry, it will give you an error. Okay. Yes. Note, once your candidate keys have been identified, you can select one to be your primary key. We keep talking while table creation. I've told you that my customer ID is my primary key. My Aadhaar number is my primary key. My PAN card number is my primary key. My passport number is my primary key. Right? Right. So all your primary key is a candidate key basically. So once your candidate keys have been identified, so I'm saying my candidate key is student ID and last name. Among this, which will be the perfect one, which will be the perfect candidate for the primary key? Your student ID, because no two student will have the same student ID. Right? No two student will have the same student ID. So your student ID act as a primary key here. Your student ID act as a primary key here. Okay. Next. Yes. Let's talk about the primary key. So primary key is a candidate key that is most appropriate to be the main reference key for the table. Very, very simple example. Sir, but in general, we don't use candidate key or super key, or do we use? No, we use primary key mostly. 99.9% of the time, primary key and composite key will use. Yes, most 99% of the time. So primary key is a candidate key that is most appropriate to be the main reference key for the table. It is the primary key of reference for the table. Through that key, I will come to know the table. Like my house number is 102. Okay. So in my building, some 19 flats are there. So how will come to know that Anand stays in which flat? You will have a unique number 102 or 101, 105, 106. So every will have a house number. Right? If you go into a society, any society which have so many towers, like in Bangalore, we have Prestige Shantiniketan, which has 18 towers. So tower number 1, tower number 2, tower number 3, it starts with 8011. Tower number 8 and 11th floor, 8011. So every individual flat will have a number, right? Primary key will be unique and it cannot be null. There should not be a single house in the whole apartment which doesn't has a name, right? It doesn't has a name. That's not possible at all. That's not possible at all. Okay. It is the primary key of reference for the table. It is used throughout the database to help establish a relationship with other tables. 99.99% of the time in your data analyst, you will be working with primary key. 99.99% of the time. Yes. 0.1% here and there, composite key will come and go. Right? 0.1% here and there, composite key will come and go. Got it? Only 0.1% of the time. Recently, in one of the projects, I have used a composite key. That's all. 2 field I have joined. Right? Okay. But 99.9% of the time, you will be working on your primary key. Student ID. Very easy to understand. Very easy to understand. Student ID. Student ID. Why first name cannot be a primary key? Because a 2% can have the same first name. There are so many people in the world whose name has Anand. Last name also can be the same. Last name also can be same. Right? Course ID can be same. 2 or 3 people will have the same course number. So it cannot be treated as a primary key. Very simple example to understand. Right? So student ID will take here. So what are the criteria? What are the criteria? Unique values must never be null. Uniquely identify each record in the table. Course ID can be primary key. No. Course ID cannot be a primary key. Course ID cannot be, because here it's a duplicate. Here it's a duplicate. See this. See this. See this. Here is a duplicate. So not possible. 2 people will have the same course ID. So course ID cannot be a primary key. Never. It can never be a primary key, because I cannot identify each student with a course ID, because one course ID will be linked to 2 different students. One-to-many relationship. Okay. One-to-many relationship. Got it? So course ID will never be a primary key. Primary key has to be unique. Has to be unique. There should not be any duplication. There should not be any duplication. Okay. Got it? Yes. Let's go further. It must be unique. It must never be null. It should be uniquely identifying each record in the table. Primary keys are mandatory for every table. Each record must have a value for its primary key. It is mandatory. It is not optional. Yes, is primary key not null by default? You don't have to specify. It's by default not null. The moment you specify column name and primary key, the moment you specify column name, right? Suppose customer ID, int, and then primary key. The moment primary key I write it, it will come in Snowflake in blue color. It will come. I'll show you. It will come in Snowflake in blue color. It's done. By default, it is unique. By default, it won't be a null. So if you give null value, it will give you an error. When choosing a primary key from the pool of candidate, always choose a single simple key over a composite key. Right? That's the best practice. Always use a single simple key over a composite key. Why sometimes we have two primary key in one table? Any example will be able. Yes, very good point, Ganesh. Yes. Think of an example. Who can tell me an example where we'll be using two primary key? Where you'll be using two primary key? There will be instances. There will be instances where you have to use two primary key in a table. I mean composite key. Composite key. Where will two primary key uniquely identify? Think. I'll show you with an example. Okay. So primary key. Next, contact number and ID. So two person will have the same ID. My ID and your ID will be different. My ID and your ID. Why I'll choose the other primary number? ID and email ID, no. ID and email ID again, no. Two person will never have the same ID. Two person will never have the same ID. Okay. Two person will never have the same ID. So when choosing a primary key from the pool of candidate keys, always choose a single simple key over a composite key. So best practice is to use only one as a primary key. Don't use two until unless it is required or after having discussion with a manager or serious folk. Okay. Only 0.1% will be the case where you be using two fields as a, two fields as a primary key. Sorry, composite key, basically. Okay. It is made up of two primary key. So always we'll be using one only. Now, what is foreign key? Now, suppose you have two table. Suppose you have two table A, table B. Both is primary key. Table A has a primary key. Table B has a primary key. Now, if you're joining these two table, how you will join? You will join using the primary key. So your primary key in second table become a foreign key for the first table. I'll show you this also example. Become foreign key for the first table. Become foreign key for the first table. Okay. Become foreign key for the first table. Right. So I'll give example of two primary key in a single table. That I have to see. That I have to see. Current data set I don't have for that. It will be a huge table, like million records. Then I can show you. I'll show you definitely. So foreign key is a column that references a column of a table, and it can be the same table also, right? A foreign key is generally a unique key from one table that appears as a field in another, where the first table has a relationship to the second. Let me give you an example. Say, for example, table number A has a customer ID. Table number A has a customer ID, and table number B has a card number. Table number A has a customer ID and table number B has a card number. Table number B has a card number. So your customer ID is nothing but a card number. How did I come to know? I have checked the number of digit in customer ID and I have checked with the card number. So customer ID and card number, I found out both are same, right? So my customer ID is the primary key for table A. My card number is the primary key for table B. And when I'm joining this table, my card number in table B becomes a foreign key for my first table. Right? Both are primary key. Foreign key is nothing but a primary key in another table. Just imagine like this. Foreign key is nothing but a primary key in another table. Right? Primary key in another table. Both are primary key. Right? Table A, table B. When does the concept of foreign key will come? Foreign key concept will always come whenever you have two tables and you want to join them. Whenever you have two tables and you want to join them, on what basis you will join? There should be certain linkage. So your linkage is the primary key. So primary key in the second table become foreign key for the first table. Okay. Yes. So foreign key is generally a unique key from one table that appears as a field in another table where the first table has a relationship in the second. In other words, if we had a table A with a unique key X that linked to a table B where X was a field in B, then X would be a foreign key in B. Simple terminology. Foreign key is a primary key in table B. That's it. Or child key, whatever you say. Okay. Or child key. Course ID is primary key in course details, and student ID is primary key for student table having course ID as foreign key. What? Course ID is primary key in course details. Okay. And student ID is primary key for student table having course ID is foreign key. Course ID. If course ID, yes, in that way we can say. In that way we can say. Okay, in that way we can say. Yes, this relationship ensures records cannot be inserted into a detailed table if corresponding record in the master table do not exist. Right? Records cannot be inserted into a detailed table if corresponding record in the master table do not exist. Record of a master table cannot be deleted if corresponding records in the detailed table actually exist. You cannot delete it because there's a linkage. If you delete the records in one, other will also get deleted. So it will throw you an error. It will throw you an error. Okay. It will throw you an error. See this. This is example. Right? Student ID, first name, last name, course ID, child or detail table. So this course ID will become the foreign key. This course ID will become the foreign key. Only if the course IDs are distinct. I'm assuming the course IDs are distinct. So primary key is the course ID. So parent or master table, this become the parent or master table, course name, accounts, computing, history, short course. I'm assuming all the course ID are distinct. I'm assuming all the course ID are distinct because course ID is the primary key for the course table and student ID is the primary key for student table. Now, when I will joining this table, I will join on what basis? On what basis you will join? This course ID. This is the common column in both. This is the common column in both. Right? This is the column on both. Joins I'll teach you later on. So you'll join with the common column. Always pick the common column. That will be, of course, be a primary key. And then we'll be joining you on using this. We'll be joining using this. Okay. What happened, Chirag? What doubt you have? Okay. So this was all about the foreign key. Let me see if I have any image for this. I have this image. I'll show you at the end. Not now. I'll show you at the end. Not now. Okay. Now, tell me one thing. Okay, let me complete this. Then we'll discuss. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Remember, parent must be unique or primary key. Child may have duplicate or null unless it is specified. Constant specified on child, not on parent. Parent record can delete only if no child record exists. Parent cannot modify if child record exists. If there is a record and if you have joined those table, you cannot delete it. Okay, if there is a child record. Only when the records are not there, then you can delete it. Other name of FK is integrity referential constraint, right? Yes, integrity referential constraint. Yes. Facts and dimension table, not today. That's a separate topic altogether, Chirag. I cannot include in this class. Facts and dimension is entirely different thing. Facts and dimension table, I'll tell a different class on that. Okay. So this is all about the primary key. Let me ask you one question. Wait, let me see if I can drag. Okay, 1 minute. Let me one thing do. Stop share. And then let me share this screen 1 minute. Wait, I'll ask you one question. I have a very important question for you all. Okay. Let me keep it here. Where am I? This one. Screen 2. Yeah. Look at this customer table. Which is the primary key here? If there's no common table in both tables, that scenario, how will join it? Then you can't join table. Simple as it is. Then you can't join table. There's no other way. Then the union concept will come into picture. Then I'll teach about different thing. Tej, good question. Yeah. Customer ID. Yes. Customer ID is the. That's what I've written. Customer ID is the. Right. Customer ID is the primary key as it can identify all the records of a table. Correct. Then what is unique key? What is unique key? Unique key can be a field or set of fields that can be used to uniquely identify the tuple from the database. Tuple means a record. One or more fields can be declared as a unique key. Unique key column can also hold the null values. It says unique key column can also hold the null value. Use of unique key improves the performance of data retrieval. It makes searching for record from the database much more faster and efficient. Okay, much more faster and efficient. So this is the beauty of unique key. It can have the null value. Make sure this is not a primary key, right? Don't get confused between unique key and primary key. Null means blank record. Yes, null means blank record. So example, in the above given relational table, customer Aadhaar number, customer PAN number are the unique key, as it can allow one value as a null in the column. So unique key will have at most one null value, right? Unique key will have at most one null value. So it says customer Aadhaar number and customer PAN number are the unique key, as it can allow one value as a null in the column. So this is the difference between unique key and primary key. It is very fast. It's like an indexing, right? When you read any textbook, what do? You check the index number 4, 5, 6, and you turn on directly that page. Email ID can be unique key. Email ID, yes, no two person will have the same email ID, and it will allow, yes, it can be, yes. Unique key can be a field or set of fields that can be used to uniquely identify the tuple from the database. One or more fields can be declared as a unique key. Unique key column can also hold the null value. Use of unique key improves the performance of data retrieval. It makes searching for records from the database much more faster and unique. So next to that email ID, you'll write the word unique. Next to that email ID, you'll write the word unique. That's it. We'll see in the lab when we go to the Snowflake. Just you'll write the word unique. It will come automatically in blue color on the Snowflake. Okay. Candidate key we have seen. What is alternate key? What is alternate key then? Alternate key is that key which can be used as a primary key if required. Then why do we use this? Alternate key also qualifies to be a primary key, but for the time being, it is not the primary key. So what is the example basically? Example, in the above given relational table, customer Aadhaar number, customer PAN number are the alternate key, as both of the columns can be a primary key, but not yet selected for the primary key. So basically, alternate key is nothing but the primary key. The moment you select any one particular column, it becomes the primary key. So alternate key is nothing but a combination of primary key out of which you need to select any one, right? These are proper candidate, like in like for the election, right? Election, all the candidates start, right? It's very simple. Manisha, suppose again this election is happening. Prime Minister Modi will come into picture. Modi is standing for the election, and then who is from that Congress? What is his name from the Congress who keeps fighting with Modi? Rahul Gandhi. Suppose Rahul Gandhi. So this is the best example. So Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi are the alternate key. Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi are the alternate key. The moment they win election, they become primary key. That's it. As simple as easy to understand. So both customer Aadhaar number and PAN number are the alternate key. As both of the columns can be a primary key, you can choose any one of them. But the moment you select any one, that becomes the primary key. Right? That becomes the primary key. Yes, Aadhaar card and passport number. Aadhaar card, passport number, PAN number, all these are alternate key. All these are candidate key also. All these are candidate key also. Moment you select any one of them, it becomes a primary key. Yes. Okay. Then what is composite key? Next come, what is composite key? So composite key is also known as compound key or concatenated key. Composite key refers to this, you will be using in your IT industry 1% of the time, 1 or 2%. Mostly you'll be working only one key, right? So composite key is also known as compound key or concatenated key, but 10% of your job will revolve around composite key. So composite key refers to a group of 2 or more columns that can be used to identify a tuple from the table uniquely. Tuple means column, for the time being you understand. A group of the column in combination with each other can identify a row uniquely, but a single column of that group does not promise to identify the row uniquely, which in that case, many people have asked this. Ganesh has also asked this. Give a real case example of a composite key where a single, suppose you have a database, right? Where a single column cannot identify as a primary key. You need 2 columns. In what case we can see? What kind of data that will be? Like first name plus last name is primary key. No, Mohit. There can be huge name there can be so many person whose name is Mohit Tumar. There can be so many person. I have met so many person whose name is Anand Jha. Same first name and last name. No, 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 no. You cannot identify first name and last name will never be a primary key. Sorry, composite key. Think from some other perspective. Yes, that's what Neelam is saying. Customer ID, customer ID name. What is that? Customer ID name and PK. What is that? Achha, customer ID name primary key. Customer ID and name. So why 2% will have the same customer ID? First of all, why 2% first of all will have the same customer ID? Male and female. No. Name and phone number. Very good example given by Neelam. Very, very good example given by Neelam. 2% can have the same name, but 2% cannot have the same phone number. Not at all possible. So name and phone number is your best example for your composite key. Yes. In that case, you will take 2 column as a composite key. Okay. Country code plus phone number. Country code plus phone number. Country code plus phone number can be a composite key. Yes, we can say that. Yes, of course. Okay, patient ID and patient status. Patient ID and patient status. This can also be composite key. Phone number is along primary or unique. Why need name? Phone number is along primary or unique. Why need name with it? Phone number is along primary or unique. Why need name with it? No, that's the example which she has given. You are correct, Mohit. That's the example which she has given. Right? If you have a certain data set in such a way that 2% has the same name, right? So in that case, either you go with a single phone number as a primary key, you don't have to go with it. But suppose if your requirement says you need a composite key there, then name and phone number using name and phone number combination can be a composite key. But still not that best example. What is the best example I'm looking for? Patient condition is not for same for patient to patient. Yes. Give me the best example for composite key. In the real case where you will see this. In the real case where you will see this. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'll give you the example through the data set. Chalo, I'll give you an example. I am running a company. Tell me, I am running a company. Say I have a money exchange platform. I have started my new startup called a money exchange platform where my customer can send money across the world in 160 plus countries, say. Okay. And every month I run certain campaign, like Diwali is coming. I ran a campaign where I'm telling that customer that if they do $100 transaction, I'll give them $10 gift card or $10 Starbucks coupon, which they can redeem it. Right. So campaigns. So there will be a campaign table. There will be a customer table. There will be a transaction table. There will be, suppose, agent table. Through agent, they are doing transaction. Now think from this point of view and tell me what can be the composite key here. Car model and key. Car model and yes, the good example of composite key. Transaction time and transaction ID. No, transaction ID will be always be different. Even if it is a failed or success. Have you seen in Swiggy or Zomato, when you do any transaction, even if you get failed, it gives you a transaction ID, failed transaction. Kindly check this transaction after 20 minutes. No, Ashish Pal, no, that's not example. Yeah, here is the example. Example, the above given relational table, order table, customer ID, what is this? I can't see. Wait. Acha. Wait, let me ignore this. Customer ID and order month year group of these columns used in combination to identify the tuple uniquely in the order table. The individual column of this table is not able to identify the tuple uniquely from the order table. Why? Why? Why does this example say such thing? Bank account number and branch. No, bank account number itself says no two people will have the same bank account number. Why two people will have the same account number? Date and appointment number in any hospital. Date and appointment number. Appointment number will again be a unique. So 2% can have the same appointment number. 2% can, how can they have the same appointment number? Maybe in different date, they might have the same. Yes, this can be a good example, Priyanshu. Date and appointment number. If I am assuming 2% can have the same appointment number on different date, then date and appointment number can be the case. Yes, it's a good point. Yeah, good point. It's a good point. Like here it says a relational table, order table, customer ID, and order month year. Customer ID for every customer, order month year. One customer can place several orders. So customer ID and order month year, group of these columns used in combination to identify the tuple uniquely in the order table. Which all customer has placed, which all order in which particular month. In the order table, I'm not talking of what do you say? Customer table. Make sure I'm talking of the order table, right? I'm talking of the order table. Okay. So the individual column of this table is not able to identify the tuple uniquely, because in the order table, if I just say customer ID, there will be so many customer ID for that customer. I'm a customer. Today in the morning, I have ordered some jeans. Morning, I have ordered some t-shirt. And evening, I have ordered some iPhone. I can do that. So 3 times customer ID will come. Right. So in the order, if I type customer ID and order month year or any order ID, then that can be a combination of composite key. What's the difference between alternate and composite key? So alternate, yes, very good point. So alternate key is basically, suppose, a platform. Alternate key is a platform where 2 candidates are nominating themselves for the primary key. Alternate key is like an election where 2 parties has set up and any one of them we will choose it. The moment I choose any one of them, they will become the primary key. And what is the composite key? Composite key is the one where a single, very good example I'll give you. Composite key is single, where a single party cannot form a government. मोदी जाके इससे हाथ मिला लेगा किसी से, तब जाके party बनेगी. Coalition government. Then that is a perfect example of composite key. So in the real case of India, composite key is the situation where a single party cannot frame a government. Then he or she needs to seek support from another party. Both party come together and form a government. Right? That's it. This is the best example you can frame it. So composite key is a combination of columns and it becomes then unique. Then single party cannot uniquely identify. Right? Got it? So this is the example of composite key. Super key. What is super key? Super key is again a combination of columns. Each column of the table remains dependent on it. Super key may have some more columns in the group which may or may not be necessary to identify the tuple uniquely from the table. So candidate key is the subset of super key. Candidate key is also known as minimal super key. Example, in the above given relational table, primary key, candidate key, and unique key is the super key. Combination of these 3 is called a super key. That's it. Like in Bihar, yeah. So combination of primary key, candidate key, and unique key is the super key. Combination of all 3. As a single column of customer table, customer ID is sufficient to identify the triples uniquely from the table. Any set of the column which contains customer Aadhaar number, customer PAN number is a super key. So it's a combination of all the primary key. Is a combination of all the primary key. Composite key have any number of column combination? Very good question asked by Rahul. How many number of columns we can take in the composite key? How many number of columns we can take in a composite key? Who will answer this? Mahagathbandhan is a composite key. Yes, Mohit. Mahagathbandhan is a composite key. So how many columns we can take? Is there any criteria for selecting the maximum number of columns? Any? No, there's no such criteria. Any you can take. You can take any. But I haven't seen more than 2 or 3. Hardly I have used. Even I have worked for like millions of data, but I haven't used more than 2 or 3. Yeah. There's no limit, but 2 or 3 mostly. That's the best practice. We don't go beyond that. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. Read it. I won't say anything. Just focus on this and tell me whether it is clear or not, or you need any explanation on this. Just focus. See, I have bifurcated everything. We have a customer table, customer ID, customer name, customer address, customer Aadhaar number, customer PAN number, right? Customer PAN Aadhaar number. Now I know. And down we have an order table. Down we have an order table, customer ID, order month here, order amount. Now customer PAN number and customer Aadhaar number can be an alternate key. Can be an alternate key, and they can also be a unique key. They are a participant for alternate key. The moment I choose them, they will become the primary key, right? So both are alternate key. They are the participants for the primary key. Alternate key are nothing but the participants for the primary key. So both are alternate key. Moment I select any one of them, and both will be unique. Both will be unique. Moment I select any one of them, they will become the primary key. They will become the primary key, right? And your customer ID in the order table is a foreign key. And what is a composite key? Customer ID and order month year I'm taking, that will become a composite key. So this is really a very good example for easy understand to frame all keys. One day before the interview or just 2 minutes before the interview, if you want to sum up everything, quickly see this figure and you are good to go, right? They'll ask you, they'll confuse you. Then what is alternate key? What is a composite key? When you will go for the composite key? When you will go for the primary key? When you will go for the foreign key? सारे jingle up कर लो अपने दिमाग में. कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं, especially to freshers. Hot favorite question for fresher. Still, whenever I take interview, I ask them to confuse them whether they have an understanding of composite key. I asked only three things. Primary key, foreign key, composite key, alternate key. That's it. If they can differentiate between these two, I'm good to go with them. Super key nahi samajh. Super key is nothing but a combination of all the primary key. That's it. Super key is nothing but a combination of all the primary key. Alternate key, unique key, primary key. All three combination can be a part of super key. But we don't use the word in the code super. Okay. We don't use it. It's a combination. हाँ, combination है. Right? हाँ, जैसे combination समझ लो ये buffet. Right? When you go for a lunch, buffet lunch, right? You have a veg, you have non-veg, you have a salad, you have sweets, you have desserts, everything. So consider them as a super key. I give them a table. I give table A, table B. I will tell them join this table. On what basis you want to join? And then I'll ask them first, which is the primary key? Which is the, who are the alternate key in this? Can I frame any composite key? Do you need any composite key in this? Yes, no, why yes, why no? All jumble up, right? All I will jumble up, right? So this is how things work. Let me see in search PPT, what is there? Search PPT, nothing is there. A table may have one or more choices for the primary key. Collectively, these are known as candidate key. One is selected as the primary key. Those not selected are known as secondary keys or alternative keys. Very simple. दो कैंडिडेट खड़े हुए, मोदी खड़े हुए एंड राहुल खड़े हुए, दोनों में से जो जीत गया वो प्राइमरी की बन गया, बाकी टाटा बाय बाय, खत्म. अल्टरनेट की हो गया. सिंपल. थिंक फ्रॉम द पॉलिटिक्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, वेरी इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड. दूसरा सेकेंडरी बन गया, टाटा बाय बाय. करेक्ट. या बट सिंपल की क्या है? A simple key consists of a single field to uniquely identify a record. In addition to the field in itself, cannot be broken down to other fields. Simple key कुछ नहीं है. Simple key बस primary key, बस चाबी है एक. बस एक ताला का चाबी है. That's it. Unnecessary इतना की बना के रखा है. Compound की क्या हो गया? Composite key. Compound key is nothing but a composite key. ठीक है, दो चाबी को क्रॉस कर दो, उससे एक मास्टर की बना लो. हाँ, कंपाउंड की इज नथिंग बट ए कॉम्पोजिट की. एकदम क्लिस्टर क्लियर रखो दिमाग में कॉन्सेप्ट. ठीक है, एकदम क्लिस्टर क्लियर रखो दिमाग में कॉन्सेप्ट. राइट, क्लिस्टर क्लियर रखो दिमाग में कॉन्सेप्ट. So composite key consists of more than one field to uniquely identify record. This differs from a compound key that one or more of the attributes which make up the key are not simple. हो गया खत्म, ये बता दिए ऑलरेडी. ठीक है, हाँ, रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल रखे रहो आराम से. तो बस ये तुम्हारा कीज हो गया. अब इसके बाद हम कंस्ट्रेंट के बारे में बात करेंगे. आज थोड़ा थियोरेटिकल ज्यादा है क्योंकि ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है. प्रैक्टिकल तो मैं दिखा ही दूंगा तुम्हें अभी. राइट, एक सेकेंड रुको, एक मिनट. Where is my PPT और एंड ऑल. देख लेता हूँ कुछ बचा तो नहीं है ना तुम लोग के लिए. लेट मी सी. ठीक है, हाँ ये भी दिखा देता हूँ. सिंटैक्स भी दिखाई देता हूँ. रुको, चलो सिंटैक्स भी दिखा देता हूँ सबका. ठीक है, एक सेकेंड. हाँ देखो कैसे बनोगे. प्राइमरी की सिंपल है. ऑर्डर आईडी, मुझे प्राइमरी की चाहिए तो मैंने क्या किया, प्राइमरी की बना दिया. राइट, जस्ट द वर्ड प्राइमरी की, इट विल वर्क. सब शेयर होगा, सब शेयर होगा. ऑर्डर आईडी आई एम टेकिंग इट एज एन इंटीजर एंड आई एम मेकिंग इट एज ए प्राइमरी की. क्लियर. नाउ प्रोडक्ट आईडी, सी व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इट हियर. प्रोडक्ट आईडी, ठीक है, प्रोडक्ट आईडी इंटीजर. रेफरेंसेस, व्हाट इज दिस रेफरेंसेस? प्रोडक्ट आईडी इज रेफरेंसेस टू प्रोडक्ट एंड दैट आईडी. तो प्रोडक्ट आईडी इज ए फॉरेन की. फॉरेन की, तो फॉरेन की you give column name, product ID, int, then you give references, parent table name, product and primary key column name ID. ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा एनोटेट कर देता हूं उसको तो अच्छे समझ में आएगा. तो ये हो गया तुम्हारा प्राइमरी की कॉलम, ये हो गया पेरेंट टेबल नेम, ये हो गया रेफरेंसेस कीवर्ड, और ये हो गया तुम्हारा फॉरेन की कॉलम नेम. ठीक है, ऐसे लिखते हैं हम लोग. ऐसे लिखते हैं हम लोग. ठीक है, फॉरेन की जो कॉलम नेम, फॉरेन की क्या है? प्राइमरी की ऑफ अनदर टेबल, प्राइमरी की ऑफ अनदर टेबल. ठीक है, प्रोडक्ट टेबल है, प्रोडक्ट टेबल का प्राइमरी की क्या है? प्रोडक्ट आईडी. तो यहां पे गया, ध्यान से देखो, प्रोडक्ट आईडी, प्रोडक्ट टेबल का दो टेबल है. वन टेबल इज ऑर्डर, फर्स्ट टेबल इज ऑर्डर, second table is product, second table is product. Now products primary key you will write it here, so that will become the foreign key for this table. So foreign key, product ID, integer, references, references is the keyword which you will use, references, parent table name, product, and then primary key column name ID, primary key column name ID. ऐसे लिखना है. सिंटैक्स तो हमेशा गूगल कर सकते हो. सिंटैक्स कभी कोई इंटरव्यू में नहीं पूछता है. सिंटैक्स, सिंटैक्स से कोई किसी को लेना देना नहीं है. None of the interview they'll ask you to write foreign key. No, never. Syntax क्या है? Syntax तो गूगल, फिर गूगल किस लिए है? Right? Yeah. Syntax they will never ask you. Perumal, I'm talking about syntax. They will never ask you. Just understand the process. How does it work? Foreign key, product ID, which is the primary key for the product table that you will write here. Then which you are referencing? You are referencing product table and which ID? This ID. Okay, the ID which you want, primary key column name. That's how you define it. Primary key to everyone knows how to define it. Primary to key to everyone knows how to define it. Wait, let me select. Primary key everyone knows how to define it, right? Employee ID int primary key, right? Employee ID int primary key. Very simple. Just the word primary key. Sir, if we mention foreign key before references, it accept as foreign key. What? If we mention foreign key before references, foreign key before references, it will accept as foreign key. No. Foreign, there is no keyword for foreign key. I don't think so. Whether in Snowflake also we have. In Snowflake also we don't have. I need to check. I'll show you in the lab. Let me see. I don't think so whether foreign key keyword is present or not. Primary key is done. Then anything else? Unique keyword you can I'll discuss in the non-negativity constraint. 1 second. A single table can have only one primary key. Unique value must be present in all columns. I have told you. No null value must be present in the column chosen as primary key. A new row cannot be inserted with an existing primary key. Yes, it will flash you an error. Okay, it will flash you an error. Clear? Primary key to everyone knows. Even these kids also knows of class 6 grade. Primary key. Aadhaar number I have taken as a primary key. Aadhaar number I have taken as a primary key. Okay. Then let's see with the foreign key. Foreign key also we have seen. Right? Foreign key can have null values. Yes. Foreign key can have null values. A single table can have multiple foreign keys. You can duplicate foreign keys. The table consisting of the foreign keys known as the child table, and the table that is referred by the foreign key is called the parent table. Let's see the example. References patient ID. That's how you have to write it. Achha, here this is the syntax for SQL. This is the syntax for SQL. Snowflake we need to check. Snowflake we need to check. I'll check it after this. I mean, when we do the lab. This is the syntax for SQL workbench. I think Snowflake, the syntax is different. Okay. Snowflake syntax is different. So foreign key, I made patient ID, and then I'm doing references, patient ID. Alternate key, I have told you. This one also done. Composite key. Yes. See, patient ID and annual checkup month can be considered together as a composite key. Many of you have answered this, right? Date and patient ID. I think Priyanshu has answered this. Right? So primary key bracket patient ID and medical insurance number. Both I am taking a patient ID and medical insurance number. Combination of columns so that uniquely it get identified. Okay, unique key. So just the word unique you have to mention. Unique one is unique and then bracket medical insurance number. Right? Medical insurance number. If you want unique key, similar to primary key, the only difference that unique key allows a single null value. Remember this. They will ask you this hot favorite interview question. What is the difference between a primary key and unique key? Right? Both are same, but Unique key will allow a single null value in the column and must not have any duplicate value. That's the only simple. You can have one single null value in the column, just one single null value. Everything will be uploaded on the GitHub. Everything will be uploaded on the GitHub. नहीं नहीं थ्योरी जानना है मोहित प्रैक्टिकल में तो कोड लिखना है until unless you understand the theory behind it practical में तो बस word you have to type how much time does it take for this practical to execute nothing so until unless you understand the theory you won't be able to suppose in the later future when you are working on the data engineer you have to do this stuff no table creation mapping and everything right in GitHub nothing is then folder in GitHub it is there in GitHub it is there how can you say that in GitHub it is there wait I'll show you GitHub it is there. Let me show you. You are going to the wrong location. Every time I'm showing you in all my live class. Go here. I'll tell you where it is. See this. Type GitHub. Link I have shared already in the description. Why are you not able to find it? Go to repository. Go to Analytics with Anand. Don't go to main. Go to branch Snowflake. So many times I've told you, you have to go to the Snowflake branch and you will see the list of all these things. I'll be creating branch, one for Snowflake, one for Excel, one for Python, one for Power BI, one for Tableau. I cannot dump in the same branch. No, it's in the Snowflake branch. Snowflake branch. Yes, the link is there. It's in the Snowflake branch. Clearly, I've told you. Go to the branch. Don't go to the main. Go to the Snowflake branch. Okay. Now, 1 minute. Quickly, let me explain you this thing and then we are good to go to the lab. 1 minute. Constraint. Just 1 minute, just 1 minute. Just checking where my slide went. Meanwhile, if you have any doubt, ping in the chat. Why the screen is getting stuck? Yeah. Okay. Let me share it again. So let me keep it here. Yeah. Let me tell you this thing. These are just basic things. So what a constraint? What a constraint? You are restricting. Constraint means what are the set of acceptable values which your each column can take? What are the set of acceptable values which your each column can take, right? Certain column, you don't want negative number. Certain one, suppose your column called age, you don't want any candidate who, like in this clubs and all, below 18 is not allowed, right? So you can have the constraint over there. Int age, right? Check, or any constraint you will put, like age greater than 18 or greater than equal to 18. So these are certain constraint which we say, which will specify the list of acceptable values which you need in your table or in your column right? What are the constraint type of constraint? Not null. Not null. In which case you will use not null? Last name, first name, I don't want you not null. If any employee walks in or if you are entering into the database, you are seeing the first name is gone. Last name may or may not be null. Like many people write like Anand, surname I forgot. So first name you can input this constraint, right? Not null. Right? Not null. First one. Then check constraint. We'll see this. Check constraint where to use. Check constraint where you use age. Age. Very good example. Age greater than 18. Age greater than 18. Validating our records constraint. Yes. Unique already I have told you multiple times. This already I have told you multiple times. This already I have told you multiple times. Okay. Right? These are domain constraint. These are called entity constraint. Entity constraint. Right? Defined on column. Defined on column. Let's see. Let's see further. Sorry. Yes. What is this? Simple student ID, Cav9, not null. But this is not the best use case, I think. Best use case will be your first name. Best use case I have seen, not null means first name. First name should not be null. Right? Student ID, you'll put primary key. Why you'll put not null? Just put the primary key here. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Why to write bad code? This is a bad code. I'll put just a primary key. Student ID integer and I'll put primary key. My task is done. My task is done. Student ID will be, of course, be a primary key. For sure, short roll number, and then you just type primary key. Automatically, your non-null duplicates value will be taken care. You don't have to write the null, not null. Moment you have written the primary key, task is done. Right? Task is done. This is not the good code. So whenever I am following any PPT also, I don't follow blindly. I see what all they have written. Right? What is this? Title. Title. Varchar 100, not null, they have taken. Retail price, not null. Discount price, not null. Forget this. Small money. Small money is not there. We have a number. Publish date, not null. So not null is very simple. Where you want null, where you don't want not null. Right? This is very, very simple. There's nothing to explain in this. Even if you are from non-tech background and watching this later further down the line, you will be able to understand. Not null means blank nahi hona chahiye. Right? There should not be any blank. There should not be any blank. Null means blank can occur. So in programming terminology, not null means no blank, null means blank. There's no values over there. There's no values over there. Check constraint, very, very important. This will be working in the data industry. Yes. So check constraint can set a range or endpoints. We'll see how. Can specify that value must be in a list. Can specify that data has a pattern. Any check. After check, what is default? Default, any values. Rohit, I have shown you in the previous, before class. I'll show you in the lab. I'll show you in the lab. Basically, default means, suppose a customer has, I know from my past history that the age of employee falls between, in my company, anywhere between 25 to 35. Anywhere between 25 to 35. I know this. I have a very small startup. I have only 10 to 20 people, 25 to 35. Now, if an employee walks in and I give the data to the data administrator and he has seen the age is not present. So by default in his code, he will write default. Suppose any employee has not given any age. So he'll write default 30. So if while inserting the data, if the age is not there, system will automatically insert 30 in place of there. Okay, 30 in there. Lab may will see. Lab may will see. Now, domain constraint defines what will be found in column. Entity constraint defines what exists in a row. Very, very important point. Very, very important point. Entity constraint defines what exists in a row. And domain constraint defines what will be found in column. That's why we have this check constraint. A single test applied to multiple columns must be done at the table level. A project must have an end date after the start date. Let's see. These are the requirement. Okay. These are the requirement which client has given you. Let's see what is there next. Yes. So you can use the relational operators. Everyone is aware of this, or anyone who doesn't know this thing. Case statement yesterday class. So many times I've used this. So make sure you are aware of this. Huh? Everyone is aware of this. Everyone understand the relational operator? Less than, greater than, right? Less than, greater than. Domain and entity. Domain means on the columns. Entity means on the row. Entity means on the row. Domain means on the column. Entity check means on the row we are checking it. In test to see if a value is in the list, logical and or not tied together. So yesterday, so many people were asking, what is the difference between and or? Retail only, digital only, retail and digital, retail or digital, web or app, web and app. I'll show you today also because many of you have joined today. Right? So I'll show you this today also. Not generate the inverse. Okay? Not means ulta. Yes, default is an entity constant. Yes, default is an entity constant. So not means ulta. Okay? Not means ulta. Let's see. Next, what is there? Range also you can use. Typically used within numbers and dates. Can test for a single endpoint like GPA less than equals to 4. Birthday less than get date. I want to see whether my birthday is less than the get date, whatever the system date is there. Credits between 1 and 10. This we have seen in yesterday class already in the case statement. I'll show you how we can use using the range. Range, I have to check it, guys, whether this is acceptable in the Snowflake or not. I'm not sure about the Snowflake because I haven't used this much in the Snowflake. See this. Now you will understand. This is very, very easy. Title, varchar, not null. Retail price, small money. Retail price, we will use here. What will use here? Number. We'll use here number. Not null. Check. I have a constraint. Check on retail price. Retail price has to be greater than 0. I don't want any negative entries in my table. I don't want any negative entries in my table. I don't want any negative entries in my table. So I'll have a check constraint. Check constraint. So And what? When we insert values that goes through the rows, that y entity check, and same as we relate that column, that y domain. Yes, correct. Discount price. Again, number you can take float double. The small money is related to some other SQL syntax. Okay, sorry, other SQL server. Publish date. Date I have taken it. Not null. Check whether publish date is greater than this and publish date is greater than less than equals to get date. It has to be, what is this get date? System date. In Snowflake, we have sys date. In Snowflake, we have sys date function. Snowflake, we have sys date function. Okay. So I'll check whether my publish date is greater than this and my publish date is less than my system date. So this is the check constraint which you will enable it. Yeah, current date. Okay. Let me clear all this. This I thought I would have taken in the beginning, but I don't want to take in the beginning. I wanted to do at the end. You can also have a list. In all already I have told you in my case statement so many times. I have told you in my basic SQL class where all you use in. We have a certain country code, like 10 country code. You are operating in 160 plus countries and you the data only for the 10 countries. Then in that case, you will use in. Right? See, very easy, very simple. Right? Publisher state. Whether if you do insert into values and if I give any other date India, then it should take or not. Right? We'll try this. We'll try this in the lab. We'll try this in the lab. So check publisher date. So this will allow only this country to get enabled. Or you can insert only such values in which the country state falls between WA, OR, CA, Canada, ID, or whatever it is. So this is the check constraint which you will enable it. Okay. Next, see what is there in the next. Pattern matching. You can also have pattern matching like I have used in my yesterday class, right? Like I have used in my basic SQL class. So that also you can do it like this. I told you. Like also you can do it like A to Z, A to Z, A to Z, A to Z, 0 to 2, 0 to 9, 0 to 9. Like also you can check it. Right? This also you can do it. Phone number like 0 to 9, 0 to 9. Why this so many times have I repeated? We have to check whether this works in Snowflake or not. It counts the number of digits. It counts the number of digits. This is called a regex expression. Entirely a different class I will take on this. Not here, but in Python. Python I'll teach you in this. Regex expression. Sometimes in interview they ask. This is called regex expression. Okay. Now, zip code is what? Zip code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 zip code. No, sorry. Number of digits in the zip code is 5. So first digit can be 0 to 9, second can be 0 to 9, third can be 0 to 9, fourth can be 0 to 9, fifth can be 0 to 9. Entire phone number is 10 digit. Each digit can be from 0 to 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See this dash. Now, guys, I'm not sure whether this will work in the Snowflake or not because I also have to check it. Right? Snowflake might throw an error also. Already this PPT will be there. I'll be uploading it for the practice purpose. You can do this. I'll try in front of you also whether this works or not. I'm not sure. Okay. But this should work, I guess. Okay. So in the check constraint, you can have logical operator. You can have any condition. You can have like operator, or you can have many more such things under check. So check, you will be using it widely in your data analyst journey. Yes. Whenever you are defining any table at that point of time. What is this? Are database and schema same? No. Who said khilafa? Database and schemas are not never same. I've discussed this already. Warehouse, database, schemas, tables, views, everything is different. Database and schema, how can be the same? Sir, I'm unable to see classic console since last 4 or 5 days in my Snowflake. Can you guide me? What's the problem in it? Sure, Amit. I'll guide you. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's see this next. Check constraint is done. Then what is next? Default values, everyone knows. Everyone knows default values. Yes, everyone knows default values. Default WA. Author state. I'm giving author state like A to Z, this. Any character between A to Z, small or capital. Small or capital. Any character, small or capital. PK is mandatory in case of auto increment constraint. Primary key is mandatory in case of auto increment constraint. Primary key, but every table should have a primary key. That's I would say like a mandatory, or I'll say it should be. You should have, every table should have a primary key, definitely. Otherwise, things can go haywire. Things can go haywire. If you are taking auto increment, depends on what column you are taking. What are the columns in that? If you want your ID to auto increment, then in that case, you don't need primary key. Manisha, if you have taken customer ID and you have taken auto increment, you have set the auto increment, then in that case, you don't need primary key. Then in that case, you don't need primary key because automatically it will get incremented. Every time records get inserted. Wait for that class also. Auto increment, I have not discussed. I have not discussed. I'll discuss in this separate class. Okay. So this is the default values. Most constraints can be applied to a table. Not part of the field definition can remove constraint without changing the field. A constraint involving multiple columns must be done at the table level. Entry constraint, entity constraint means the discount price must be less than the retail price. Describe what the rows needs to be valid. So don't get confused if the interviewer asks you what is the difference between entity and domain constraint. So entity constraint works on the row level and domain constraint works on the field level. Okay. Okay. Auto increment won't need primary. Yes, that's what I said. The retail price must be more than zero. Domain constraint, retail price is a column, and I want to establish any integrity constraint on that, then it will be a domain constraint. Describe what the fields needs to be a valid. Unique, everyone knows unique. Student ID, unique. Primary key by default itself is a unique. ISBN must be different for every book. Student ID must be different for every student. Better to take primary key. Primary key, I have already told you. What is this identity? Yes. Auto increment your came into picture. SQL Server has a method to create an auto number, auto increment, only one identity field per table. But I don't want to discuss this in auto increment today. You will get confused because in Snowflake, you don't have this feature. You have another way of doing it, right? So forget about this identity for the time being. Just forget this for the time being. I don't want to discuss this now. Don't forget that. Forget that completely. I'll discuss in a separate class. Auto increment part. Where and what you use. Foreign key, everyone understood? Constraint word, FK name, foreign key, field list, references, table name, and then field list. First field list is about the current table. First field list is about the current table. Table name is about the table on the one side. Second field list is optional if you are referring to a primary key of that second table. With this, we know already foreign key syntax. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is, wait. Everyone, task for you. Meanwhile, I'll drink water. Quickly do this. And let me know in Snowflake it works or not. This one. Yeah. Set the first num here. Just open your Snowflake and do it. Set the first num to be not null. Okay. Set the city default is given. Check is given. Default is given. And what else we have? Not null. Check is there. Default is there. Street, let's say street varchar. Street I cannot give unique. First name, last name, city, default Olympia, and author, default WS zip, char 5. Okay, zip code can be sent. Yeah, try this. Try this in the Snowflake. Author state like in create statement. I didn't get logic. Which one? Author. Okay. Logic even. Okay, I'll explain you. Suppose author state, say for example, let's consider Karnataka. I'm in Karnataka, KA. Let's consider I'm in Karnataka, KA. So what I said, what is this? This bill belongs to first digit, first letter, and this will belong to the second letter. Now, Karnataka, I can write in 4 form. First is this form. Second is this form. Both capital. Third is this form. The user can write like this. Small k, capital A. Fourth form, capital A, small a. By mistake, user can write all this 4 form, right? So that's why we have taken A to Z and A to Z. Just check this, whether in Snowflake it works or not. Just check once. Everyone do this task. Do this task. Do this task. Do this task. Take a snap if you want. Take a snap if you want. Keep it in your phone and then do it along with me so that I can share the other screen also. Wait, or I myself can do that. If I minimize it and if I open my, where is my Snowflake? Where it went? It gone. PDF. It's here. Let me clear the screen. Let me keep it this also in minimize way. Why this is there? Ha. Just try this. I'll minimize this so that you all can see it. Yeah, try this. I'm seeing you also on the other screen. How you are seeing my screen, right? So this is visible. Try this. Okay. Huh. Now, those who are new, alter command I haven't discussed. That is a separate class altogether. But I'll tell you. Suppose you have created a table. Meanwhile, others, please carry on. Suppose you are creating a table, AJ customer. Customer ID not null, I know. Customer name varchar 100 not null, I have given. Customer address I have taken as a text. You can take varchar, anything, not null. Customer Aadhaar number I have taken varchar 50. Default I have given null. Default null means if the blank. And customer card I have given not null, right? Now, I haven't defined any primary key here. Suppose already client has given you a table structure. Client has given you a table structure, but he has not given you any primary key. So what you will do, you will define your own table using this command, alter table AJ customer, add primary key on customer ID. Add primary key on customer ID. This is the command. If you want to change the structure of any table, you use alter command. This I will teach you in a separate class, but since I have created this table, just do this. Don't create my table, create this author table. Everyone, I want everyone to create author table and let me know if it works or not. Let me minimize it and let me keep the both screen open, okay? So that things become easier. Let me keep it like this. Yes, this is nice, okay? Side by side window. So that we both can see it and do it. Good? Yes? Side by side window. Let me know if you can see it or is my screen stuck? Okay. My screen is stuck. Sorry, 1 minute, 1 minute. Now tell me if you can see my screen. Wait, it will come. Yeah. Can you read the number or do you want me to zoom it? Do you want me to zoom it? I can. Okay, I have zoomed it for you all. Yeah. Okay. Can you see this? Yes. Okay. Chalo. Let's create this table. Create or replace always. Create or replace table. Author, AJ underscore author I'll tell. You also do AJ, whatever your initial name. Okay. First name. First name. Varchar. First name should not be more than 25 characters. Fine. Not null. Okay. Not null constraint I'm giving. Second, last name. Last name. Varchar 35. Okay. Last name also let it be not null. Let's see. Because once we insert the value, then we should see what error it is throwing. Then we have street. No, I didn't stretch it. I can see the screen. You can see it very clearly. I'm seeing it on YouTube also. It's visible to me. Street. Oh, class you are saying? The class almost we are done, no? Class almost we are done. See, every day we are having class. That's why in 2 months your entire snowflake will get over. Street. Try this along with me. Finish up this task. Varchar 100. Street. If street is not given a default, I'll take. Default street, what else to take? Default street, say Whitefield. I'll give my area name. Okay, Whitefield. And then city. Okay, city, varchar, city varchar, uh, city varchar 35. City varchar 35 default. Olympia it says. Olympia. Olympia, comma. Oh, that's all. Here I missed the comma. Next we'll have author state. Author state char 2 character. Check. Yeah, check is enabled. Check is in blue, right? Check is in blue. Check. Check what? Author state. Copy, paste, author state, like command, like, single quote, A to Z, A to Z. Okay. Let me go this side a little bit so that you can not be able to see A to Z, and then same way I will repeat it. A to Z and A to Z, correct? Bingo. Yes. Okay, and then we'll say. Next is last, comma, where is I have given, comma, I have given. Where it went? Wait, let me sort it out. Where is my arrow? 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. It's here. Comma. Then what we have next? Default WA. Okay, default also it has given. Author. So then this is done. Check is this. Default. Both I'm giving is default WA. You're seeing how I'm writing the code. And then you give comma at the end. Why Olympia is coming in? Any string if you write. Any string if you write in single quote, it will come in pink. Any string if you write in single quote, it will come in pink. Okay. That's the color combination that Snowflake has given you. And any reserve keyword that will come in blue automatically. Okay, any reserve keyword, it will automatically come in blue. Zip char 5. Zip char zip char 5. Check. 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 Zip. Where is my caps lock? Check zip. Like. So this is 0 to 9. And I'll copy paste again. 0 to 9, 0 to 9. So that it lies between this. You are integrating. So that zip you don't enter wrongly, like ABCD. Just do it and run it. See, country code is UK, UN, like this mean both should be having A to Z. That's why, okay. 0 to 9. 0 to 9. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more is there, 5. 0 to 9. Yeah. So this is 0 to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Phone number, I'm not doing it. Let's do keep it till this one. Rest remains the same, right? Rest remains the same. Let me see. Run this. Ah, what error is there? Position is index error at line 3. Where is line 3? I'm not in line. Wait. I have to select everyone then. Position 21, unexpected. Where? Did I miss something? Check. What did I miss? My God. Where cal? Oh, VAT cal. What is this? Oh, that's why. Syntax and like syntax where it is showing error? Care to check author like. I close the bracket also. Default WA. What's wrong with them? Zip like 12. Yes, it's correct only. Ah, really. So if I do zip like, no, this is fine. Wait, zip like 029, it's not taking. Check zip like author state like where it is taking error. Line 7 at position 42. Where is line 7? Like keyword not working, sir. Why this not actually Snowflake is not allowing? Oh, Snowflake is not allowing, but it should allow. Why? Check author state like default also have taken. No, it's a syntax error. Why is it? Syntax error at line 7. Wait, let me maximize it. Syntax error at line 7 at position 42. Where is position 42? Where is line 7 first of all? Yeah, let me comment this code. Wait. Unnecessary. I want to run this. Yeah. Now let me focus on this part of the code. Line 7 and an unexpected like. Why it is not taking like? Achha, it's not allowing. Okay, what? That should not happen. That should not happen. In the SQL workbench, it allows, but here why it is not Snowflake is allowing? Unexpected care. Where is unexpected care? Comma I have given, right? Surprise, why it is not taking? Unexpected care. Why it should take unexpected care? It's correct only. Same error for me. Let's do lab tomorrow. No. This one I need to wrap up today itself. Lab, but every day there will be a different topic. There won't be a repeat. Else we'll never be able to finish this complete Snowflake. It will take 3 months for me to finish. That means Snowflake is not allowing, but why it is? Okay. If author state like, if it doesn't allow like this way, 1 minute. I have other approach also. There are numerous approach. Starting Kannada, Bangalore, ending with A. Ending with A. Let's see. If this doesn't work, some zip like I will say percentage 5 6 5 6 and then percent. And let me try this. Oh, inside zip it's a check. It's not taking. Why? I'm really shocked why it is not taking. Char also it's not taking. Is really surprised. Where can will it take? No, 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 no. Unexpected car. No, where is car? Why it is not taking? Car is gone or what? No, like is also not working inside check. But why is it so? I had to check this. The Snowflake is not allowing this thing. I don't know why. Put one more single apostrophe in like statement. Acha, that you are telling. But that should not matter. I want to see whether there's getting error in this one. No, 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 no. It's not allowing. It's not allowing. Really surprised why it is not allowing. On top, I have used the same code, right? Varchar 100 not null default. But the syntax error, why is it so? SQL and syntax error line 7 at position 45 unexpected like. Unexpected like. Okay, it's not recognizing. Okay, that means Snowflake is not allowing like statement inside the check constraint. Or wait, I know my Bangalore pin code start with 560048. 560000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pin code is 6. Like it's not allowing. Really surprised. Now, like where it is. Put one more single apostrophe. Like. Default Whitefield, default Olympia. Wait, let's check. Achha, like it's not allowing. Okay, check constant is not allowing like. That I got to know in Snowflake. Okay, author state in. Let's have in. Author state in. Okay, in to at least it will allow. Bangalore, BA. Oh, state, no, sorry. Karnataka. Then let's have uh Pondicherry, let's say Delhi. Let's say MP. Okay, let me check now whether it takes in or not. It is not taking in also. In check, it is not taking in. Why is it so? Where did I miss any bracket or what? No, unexpected, it's not taking. My bad. Why it is not taking? This is really, this should not happen. This Snowflake should take it. Check constraint when it is there. Check constraint documentation. We need to refer then. Check constraint in Snowflake. Wait. Oh, it's not there. Ah, documentation only it says unique primary key, foreign key, and not null. Acha. Okay, since beginning, I didn't refer this documentation. I thought Snowflake takes. Oh, it doesn't allow. Unique primary key, foreign key, not null. It doesn't allow. That's why. But logic wise, you have understood. This you can try it in your SQL workbench. This you can try it in your SQL workbench. It doesn't allow. Only 4 Snowflakes allow. Unique key, primary key, foreign key, and not null. Very bad. What we can do if it doesn't allow, then this much is the only. I'll drop this in the link. Okay, just go through this. Creating constraint, we know already this create or replace table. Alter table command, I have told you already. Alter table command, you can use alter table command and add then constraint. Only 4 constraints are supported in the Snowflake. Okay, since I am teaching SQL also, you should know this check constraint. It will work for the cloud, for the Snowflake. It is not working for you, but local SQL workbench it will work. Okay. Achha, Snowflake doesn't support. Okay. Modifying constraint, you can modify also alter table. So this is the documentation which you can refer. Right? So Snowflake is entirely they have changed. You can also drop constraint. Alter table. Suppose you want to drop primary key. So alter table, customer, drop any particular column, column name. That's it. Just refer this documentation. Got my point? No. MySQL, you should not get error. MySQL will support check and constraint. If you're getting syntax error, just send me the screenshot. Shanmukh, just send me a screenshot. I don't have the MySQL workbench. Otherwise, I would have shown you. Okay? Just send me that screenshot on my number. So that's it about the constraint and all. Hope you understood this. More about the theory, less of the practical, but practical where on all you'll use, I have shown you. Right? Snowflake doesn't support. Snowflake doesn't support, so we can't help it much here. Right? When we need to apply check constraint, then what is the other way we can do the same thing? Yes, tell me. I know this. I know this answer. Manisha, you should tell me. Guys, Manisha has asked a very good question. Check constraint, how you will implement? Where clause. You can put that condition in the where clause, where country code in and where clause. I have told you already. Right? Where clause. Where clause will work over there. Just input that condition in the where clause. Okay? Where salary greater than this and less than this. Where clause. Check constraint is not there in Snowflake, so where clause. Where age greater than 18. Select star from employee table where age greater than 18. Then in that case, yeah, then in that case you can use. But in that case, records, will it get inserted? Yes, it will get inserted. There is nothing we can't help. Because while inserting record, if I give any customer age less than 18, and if I want the customer has to be age greater than 18, then we can't stop. Only then the filter case select star we have to do. Right? I'll search there is any other thing where we can implement while inserting the records. I think Snowflake has not provided here. Check constraint. It has dropped up. They should have provided it. I don't know why did they drop this. They should have given it. But you should know it. Yes, check constraint you should know because MySQL server, many company uses that also at the initial level. So that's why. Okay. Yes. Okay, so this was just more of theoretical. And Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I won't be there. I will be uploading videos on the on my YouTube channel. Just watch that. Okay. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, no class. Monday because Diwali is there. That's why off for all. We'll start again from the Tuesday. We'll do more of SQL and then I'll move to the joins concept. Okay, we'll do more of the SQL, then I'll move to the joins concept. I have to teach you the joins in the next class. Till then, I'll give you the assignment, which you can do using case statement and everything, and then we are good to go from that. Okay. Is it possible to manage constraint in front end? Constraint in front end. Constraint in front end. You have to filter the records then. Like in Excel sheet, you will be dropping all those records. That's the only way which I can think of as of now. Right? As of think of now. Well, table creation itself at that point of time. At that point of time. Suppose any null values I don't allow because Snowflake doesn't allow. To check constraint to use Snowflake, you don't have it. I have to speak to the data administrator people whether if I want to enforce any integrity like age, I don't want to be greater than 18. So will that it allows or not? But I'm not sure on this part, how they're doing it internally on the Snowflake. Because usually we get the data, right? Data is already in that form because we will never insert any records. At the time of record creation, yes, at the time of record creation, yes. They should have incorporated some constraint, maybe some instruction, or maybe I'm not sure on that. Like while creating account, age should be greater than 18 and all those things. Can we use where clause while table creation? No, 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 no. Where clause is only for the filter. Where clause is only for the filter for the select. You can't use where clause while table creation. It will throw you an error. I'll check. There should be some other way. If the check constraint is not there, let me see how to incorporate the constraint. Then we can discuss this. Okay. Maybe in the next class, I'll do a little bit of research on this. Even I'm not sure. To be very frank, I'm not sure. Since they have dropped out this check constraint, so I have to see what is the other alternative available in the Snowflake. Yeah. I'll do a little bit of research and I'll tell you. Okay, because there should be some way, right? There should be some way. Like the moment data administrator team get this data, so they of course they won't want to see any child data. They won't suppose only age greater than 18. So if any record is there, then in that case, what will be the case? It working in MySQL, sir. I checked there now. Oh, superb. R like, is that so? Does R like? I'm not sure. Is there any function R like? But in is also not working. That's the case. Oh, R like is a function. What is R like? I'm not sure about this R like. Okay, let me check. Returns true if the object matches the specified pattern. Both input must be text expression. This is the regular expression. R like subject pattern parameter. This is more like a regular expression. Oh, R like is like a regular expression. This is entirely a different class. This is entirely a different class. Insert into R like expression values. Okay, select star from R like where R like city. Where R like city, okay, here syntax entirely has been different in Snowflake. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I'll handle this in separate class. Let me check this out. Anyhow, I'll teach you reg expression in that time. Regular expression. I'll have a separate class on this. Okay. Chalo. I'll have a separate class on this. This will be a new learning for me even. See, this will be a new learning for me even. We'll have a separate class on regex. Okay. We'll have a separate class on regex. Regular expression. Yeah, try that. Try that. Sorry, let me know if it works. Good. Try R like and let's see if it works or not. Every cloud has their own keywords and certain syntax. Like is not working. I like is also there. Okay, I'll take a different class on this regular expressions. Okay, and then we can do on that how things are working there. Okay. Yeah, good that you pointed out this. Chalo, something new thing even I got to know. Okay then. Take care. Bye-bye. Sir, we'll do tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do tomorrow. We'll do tomorrow. We'll do tomorrow regex expression. Let's see. Let's bring this point only. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, even I'm tired. Okay then. Chalo, bye. Take care. See you tomorrow then. Good night. Bye, 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 bye.